DJ D. Hey. That Greek Time Podcast 24/7. Always representing and showing love. Greek unity.
Hey everyone, this is DJ Dean Fab 2.0. I am, of course, with Joann and Abril for this part 2 of Why Greeks Don't Date Greeks.
Hi, I'm Joann. I'm from Sigma Lambda Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
So, hi everyone, my name is Abril, and I am from Delta Alpha Sigma Multicultural Sorority Incorporated.
All right, awesome. So we're going to do a part 2, and then we're going to actually have their responses since I gave my responses on the last podcast, and then go with that because, people loved it, and so they want to hear their responses too. So, all right, which one did you guys choose? So we go on two sides. Joann, what'd you choose?
I choose that I don't date Greeks.
You don't date drama. Okay, that's what you said.
I didn't say that.
All right. And then, Abril, which one did you choose?
I date anyone, so there's no doubt about this that Greeks always talk, no matter, like, regardless of whatever matter it is. It can be about dating, it can be about literally anything. So this is definitely like a boom. So in my opinion, I'm like, if you date someone and Greeks talk, then let them talk. People will talk regardless. If you do whatever you do, they'll still talk about it. And plus, at the end of it, it's gonna be your relationship with X person. So let the Greeks talk, But yeah, that's kind of my overall opinion on this one.
Right. Joann, you next.
No, I would agree with you 100%. But then also, like, it depends on their relationship if they keep it private. Like, of course, if you're going to have that relationship with somebody and not talk to anybody about it, just keep it between y'all, then it's like, it's not public, but it's private. But, like, of course, your relationship's out there because everybody else is going to see. But, of course, like Abril said, everybody does talk, unfortunately. Somebody's always going to say something about it or say something.
Yeah, I think no matter what you're in, like, people will talk. Even though you keep it private, they'll still talk. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised with that. So.
I'm going to say real quick, just like, on the last podcast, the one thing I heard you say a lot was, well, you joined Greek life. I'm like, I mean, I feel like that's kind of part of it is, like, once you join Greek life, there's no, I mean, you can keep stuff private. Yeah, but there's no, things are going to always be spread around. So,
yeah.
Welcome to Greek life.
Welcome to Greek life. All right, so next one. So many reasons, major ones are they're nosy and a lot of Greeks are unloyal. All right, Joann, you go first.
I would say it depends on the person, because one person can be really extremely loyal and then another person can not be as loyal as you think they are, and then you like tell, like, hey, like an example, like your lying sister's like, hey, I actually talking to this so and so, and she's like, oh, actually, this is what I heard about him, and you're like, it makes you second guess. I think it just depends on the person, personally, for me.
Is it Greeks though? Is it Greeks that are pretty much nosy and unloyal? Like, they're saying the major ones are ones. Like,
I generally think, because of Greeks know each other so well, and then everybody knows, like, not their past, but about them, then yeah, in a way, but no, in exactly the same time, because everybody knows each other in a way. Because, like, I know Abril and some people from UTA, and then I know some people from UTD. It's like, yeah, like, everybody knows each other at one point.
all right, and then Abril.
I was gonna say, so I was thinking about, like, everything that was going on, and I had something in my head. I was like, let me quick think about it. What do you call it? Majority ones are nosy. I feel like it depends. Like, choose wisely. Cause you said, not, like Jan said, not everyone is nosy, but you gotta know. Like, I know some people. I'm like, yeah, I know they love the cheese man. I know they love, the drama. They love to hear all, like, everything.
Oh,
so I'm like, yeah, but there's other people who are like, nah, I'm gonna keep my stuff private. So you gotta know who
they still love
also,
it.
Yeah, you still gotta see, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. They say it always depends on the person, and then unloyal, same thing. I feel like sometimes it's kind of hard these days, but to actually, like, find out, because people be out there, they be but honestly, say it just depends. You gotta know whoever you're going out with. Like I said, it can be Greek, non-Greek,
It can be anyone.
Yeah, I think generation in general, to be honest, it's bad to be single out here.
Yeah, it's like, this it kind of reminds me of that one song by Chris Brown, like these ain't loyal.
Yep.
Reminds
We're
me
talking
of that
about
ring.
Chris Brown, no? He has his issues right now. Oh, he has some good music though. I like that. All right, awesome. All right, next one. Because they are messy.
Because they are messy. Same thing. I don't know. My overall thing about, for me, is like, about in general dating Greeks, is you gotta know which one. Like, you gotta know who they are. If you like it, you don't mind the messiness, then go for it. I feel like, in the sense, you kind of have a feel for it, like whenever you first meet someone, like if they're the messy type or they're like the loud type, or if they're like, okay, they don't seem like the messy type. I feel like you kind of get like a vibe for it. So I just kind of go for it. Greeks can be really messy / like petty. There's a lot of things, that can go into it, and a lot of things that mix into the pot that make it messy. So yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about this one. I don't know, Joanna. We both laughed. So
No,
what's
yeah,
your opinion?
I would agree with you 100%, because once you meet somebody, you can tell it's like they're gonna say one thing, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay," and you're like, "I got you." Like if I start a relationship with you, you're gonna say it to somebody so and so, and then it's going to go around personally, and then you're like, no, never mind. You know what? I'm gonna step back personally and just go with the vibes."
Yeah, they get messy. It's okay. People like messy. It's all right. Greek men get messy. Oh wow. Okay. Let me finish this one. Greek men get messy, date multiple girls, try to get with your line sister. So you go ahead and give your responses about Greek men. And since I'm here too, so you can talk.
I would say personally, from my experience, it's kind of true. Kinda, because I have been one person, like of course me and my line sister are close, right? And we're like, okay, like this person is texting us. They're like, oh my god. I was like, don't tell me that they try to hit up the whole line. We're like, no, the door's right there, please.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I kind of feel that. So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like whenever probates happen, when they see who the new line is, I feel like at that moment that's when they're like, oh, you know what? I like this one. This one looks cool here. I feel like by that moment, it's like people are kind of like spot on, like, like this is the one I like, or this is like, ooh, ooh. So I mean, do they date multiple girls? I know some who have. I know some who haven't. So I know both sides of the spectrum. Well, how about you, DJ? So you're coming from you're a Greek,
Oh
you're a
yeah.
Greek man. Yeah, what is your perspective on this? Like, when you read it, you're like, oh man, do you feel like related to you? Are you offended? Like, nah. What
You know
was your
what?
opinion?
It didn't really offend me. It's more thinking about like people I know that I only try and think. So the thing I try to do with this topic is like, well, when you think about it, it's how should I say it? It's I think there are some Greek people. I don't think it's just men in general. I think females do it too. You know what I mean? So you see a whole line of Greek guys and everything else like that, and it happens on that port. So I think there are specific people that do that. But I don't think in general it should stop you from dating Greeks, if that makes sense. Because this topic is more about dating Greek men. And I was like, oh, uh, sometimes I think they just, I guess that might be true. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, but for me, it's just like getting to meet other people. Some people might make it seem like, because like I said, I like to add Greeks. Because when I see the Greek posts, a new line, I like to add them. But that assumption might be made, oh, he's trying to get with all of them. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that, but they try to, like I said, I'm very like positive, and then I like to also say comments and just try to cheer, but it's more just to provide support. So the communication might be different. I think I'm trying to defend these guys, but I really can't. And then, so, but yeah, well, that's her response. I think it was very specific. I think she knows who it is, and so, and there you go. You know what? I don't think so. I think for me and my pledge brothers, we were just like excited to meet the class, and then we always like to say hi. So we always like to meet each one. You know what I mean? You do that with almost every class, and so, but that shouldn't stop you from dating Greek men. You know what I mean? I don't think it's just Greek men. If they just, it could be all men. But like I said, there are females too. So like, but like I said, I have a feeling that person specified Greek men on that part. So all right, let's go to the next one on that part. I just feel like it would overwhelm me with having both a partner and both be Greek. So whoever
Ooh.
wants to go first on that one?
So I'll go. So actually, I've heard two things about kind of on this topic specifically. I know one time someone told me that they actually liked, because actually with a Greek, that they actually like it because they feel like they can share kind of like that Greek culture. Like, let's say, sometimes people outside don't really understand the whole like, oh well, why are you going out to all these events? Oh, why are you gonna do this and that? So they feel like as like dating someone that's also Greek, they kind of understand a little bit more of like where you're coming from, kind of like, I guess you say like the Greek culture, or like why you go to all these events, why you're always busy, you're doing this and that.
No, what's the cut? I would agree with you on that part because I feel like when somebody's non-Greek and you try to tell them like, "Oh, I'm going to probate," oh, like they invited me to to this event, or like, "Oh, we're going out," and they're like, "Why? You pay to be having friends," and I'm like, it's not that. Like, if you go into it, if you do it, it's the complete opposite. Like, no, homie, like, fix that real quick. And when it comes to somebody that's in Greek life, it's like, no, I understand. Like, let's go to this event together. Let's do this. Let's talk to more people. Let's get Greek unity out. And then also, like, I can see the overwhelming side is like, oh, they're scared. Like, if something happens or if they break up, there's a lot of stuff that will happen behind the scenes. Or like, what if their schedule doesn't match? Like, their chapter is doing something and their other like their significant others chapter is doing something else, and their schedules are not going to match exactly at the same time, especially when they're taking exec positions. So it's like less time for themselves, and then it works or breaks in a relationship in general. I feel like that's like there's pros and cons to it, like every other relationships that everybody has.
All right. Well, just remember, Joanne, you said don't date Greeks, so it made it seem like you should date Greeks. I don't know.
No. Trust me.
Hey, you know what?
Trust. I'm all the way in Houston. I'm good.
Okay, and there's
There's
no
Greeks
Greeks
over
in
there
Houston.
too?
Okay.
Nah.
Oh, let's do this one. You mess with one Greek and it doesn't work out. The whole org doesn't like you at the end. They don't like you. Okay. All right. Who wants to go first? Joanne. Oh, wait, there you go.
I'll go first. I guess it depends on how bad the breakup went and how petty personally the other person is. It depends on self-growth and maturity personally with me, because I think generally if they don't want to bring their orgs into it, they're not like their own fraternity or sorority. Personally with me, I'll keep my business closed behind doors. Like, yes, I'm gonna tell my LSs, yes, I'm gonna tell my big, but when it comes to like Greek life and going with the like fraternity, like if I was dating somebody in the fraternity, I'm not gonna put myself in that position because I still want that connection. Still want us to go to like community service together, and we're not gonna have friction because of that one person. I don't know. Personally, with me, I think it's just the growth and maturity out of that.
All right, Abril, go ahead with your response to
Sorry.
that. What did you say about Joanne saying no Greeks?
It's what I'm trying to think because I actually know who wrote this one. So I'm like trying to think because I know the situation. That's why. So like but let's see. So I'm trying to like mask. What am I gonna say? What do you call it? So you mess with the Greek, doesn't work out. Their whole word doesn't like you at the end. I feel like sometimes this can be very one-sided type of thing. Like, why did the org doesn't like you because like what? Because they just heard your version of the story, Because sometimes I feel like you have to like actually listen to the both sides of the version to know like exactly what it is. I mean, if it doesn't work out, the whole org doesn't like you, then oh well, try with someone else. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be like a stopper for me. And like, let's say like if it's not Greek, let's say if you just you go date someone else randomly, and then their whole family doesn't like you afterwards. All right, cool. Well, thank you, ma'am. Bye. Let me go to the find me another dude. I don't know. Like my mindset's ready, just like, all right, like you're not here to please a whole org.
Yeah.
And at least in my opinion, like you're out here. it's just your relationship with that one person. If that doesn't work out, that org doesn't like you. All right, cool. Like, eventually you'll end up liking me again, or you'll just end up being like all mad at me for the whole time. Like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know. I feel take the chance. Like, if you like someone, I say you should go for it. Not let.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. For some people, those factors are like, oh yeah, these factors are too big that I'm not gonna go date them. But for me,
Yeah.
like, if I want to try dating someone from an org, and I know that's a possible consequence, then all right, then like if I like them enough, I'm gonna try it out. Because at the end of it, it's you and their relationship, not like the whole org's relationship. But that's kind of a detour. But yeah, that's my overall, I guess, for this one.
All right then. Oh, watch out. That's good. I actually like both sides. That's good on that part. So, all right. I think people know my responses, so I'll move it to the next one.
I mean, do you have something else to add? I don't know.
Well, I ain't heard of that, but you know what? It is. Um, I don't think people should worry about the organization because of the fact that each person's different in every organization. Honestly, there's always a bad apple in every organization, and it shouldn't affect the whole organization on that part. But I think it's based on certain individuals, and I know for a fact that if that person like you mess with one Greek, it has to be what happened too, exactly what happened. If they did them bad, in some way or another, they physically hurt them in general, then of course you gotta like dislike them. The whole org should on that part. But it depends. If they broke up because they didn't work out, I'm not gonna be like honestly mad about it. Like it happens, and so I don't think they gotta put chapter meaning for like this person. You never know, but what happens behind closed doors. So, but I for one, like I said, I get both sides, and I get yeah, it does affect. But I think if you do really like someone, I definitely think you should go for it. But if you do think it's a big factor, I think for me, it's like if you really do like that person, I would go for it. So on that part, uh, maybe because I'm for Greeks, but there you go. All right, next one. People take their emotions to orgs, and then orgs hate orgs because of a couple that dated before. Does that make sense for you guys on this one? So
Yeah.
basically, they had these two individuals from different organizations had dated before, and then they let the egos get to the organization too and told them, "Hey, you should not be dating this person and the organization. That bad people." So they're passing on the future line, crossing lines, letting them know that don't affiliate yourself with this organization. On that part.
All right, I got you on this one. Okay, so kind of like you said in the other one, just because one person does something doesn't mean they stand for the whole org. An org is made out of different people. So just because X person does the one thing doesn't mean that the whole org is like that. For example, like just because I hate people sometimes who like just like I feel like that's like you stereotype them before that you even get to know them. It's like they like what if someone said like, oh, you're a pink lady, all you guys are like this. You're like, ah, for real? It's like so you know me like that? Like nah. Or it's like someone said that about I know how SLA is. Okay, I know Joanne. I don't even talk to you. Like I don't f with your org. Like like
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like like I was like, why don't you instead go up to that person, get to know them, and then you can make your own assumptions, because like everyone has their own assumptions that they make about each other, about an org. But I'm not gonna let your opinion ruin my own opinion. So I would say like I said, ignore the comments. Like I said, like go find out for yourself, because maybe they had a bad experience with that person or whatever it was. They don't represent the whole org. An org is made out of the different people in it. So that's my opinion. So hey, it's okay. You can go get more.
Okay, go next.
I'm about to say, yeah, because like not everybody's gonna get along with each other. You're always not gonna like somebody. It's gonna be in your org or somebody outside. It's or you just personality does not match. That's life in general. And generally, like you said, to explore other people or just to talk to each other, generally you don't know, it could be your next best friend personally with me, because like you never know that, like, oh, you know what, you actually went to another org and you'd be like, oh my god, like I actually connect with you so much. I was like, I can't believe I met you through Greek life. And then somebody else is like from SLA, like, oh, I don't like them. Okay, cool, you may not like them, but I actually like mess with them a lot. Like I can go hang out with them, eat food. We have exactly the same personality. I actually like I can see myself doing that. You may not, because like there's past experience and I understand that. Like I can see where it's coming from, but at the end of the day, like I can see like our connections growing from that point of view, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was gonna say about that, well, it's not really about like relationships, I guess, but I guess kind of a little side story for that. But I've actually had, I know people who have like some of my sisters who let's say they've talked to people from different orgs, and like at first they're like, bro, I was like, I didn't even know like we would connect like this. Like I heard before, like people from my org said that we shouldn't talk to people that, like from your org, but they're like, I don't know why, like you guys are cool. So I'm gonna say like, don't let other people's opinions influence it, because you never know.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Great responses on that part. All right. So right now, I'm gonna just go ahead and ask the two hosts what their final decision. Are they going to date Greeks or not date Greeks after the responses? Because I know with Abril, she'll date anyone. Okay, so and then Joann, I don't know, Joann. I felt like you were like going towards dating Greeks. So I don't know about that. Well, you just said like you have to get to know them, like, and then
like that could be an advice I won't take. So
I wouldn't say anything else, but like I would just give it an opportunity to try, because you never know, it might work out really well. They can relate to you at the Greek level.
I mean, maybe Greek men are just not her type,
Exactly.
Like,
Greek men, okay, that makes sense on that part.
maybe
Is there something?
Thank you.
Is it just like they're in Greek life and then you don't want? But how are they like? Oh, you want someone that gets you on a Greek level, personally. Like, oh yeah, I'm in this Greek organization. You want to come? Like, you wouldn't take that chance.
No, I'll be good. I'll date a non-Greek. I'll be fine.
I was gonna say something else, but
say it.
Go ahead.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
You already hesitated.
Well, experiences. Have you ever dated Greek? Like, ever given the opportunity to try? It's only been non-Greeks, and then it hasn't worked out for you, right?
Hey, you don't need to bring up my past.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? When it's like, well, when you think about it, it's like, oh, it didn't work out. Okay, maybe this might work out better. Do you ever think to yourself about that? Like, maybe, that's the reason.
No, I don't think that was the reason. I just pick really bad people.
You just pick really okay. We'll have another podcast about picking the right people. But yeah. Well, there you go with their responses about wanting to take.
Wait, what about you?
What about me?
What's your response?
I think people know
I'm Mr. I'm too old to date. Winky face.
It's just a funny response on that part. No, I'm actually for Greeks. Like, and honestly, I'm for both sides. You get to know someone. I understand Joanne's side on that part. With this, there could be too much of something, and especially with Greek life. And then you want someone that's not Greek life to just have that life. You know what I mean? So sometimes you want to separate it on that part. And like Abril, like I said, I date anyone. You never know when you might meet that right person, to be honest. You never know. And then let's say you met someone. I know I met people that were in Greek life, but they don't mention it anymore, if that makes sense. They secretly are in Greek life, but they don't mention it in their profiles anymore. You get what I mean? So let's say you meet someone after you graduate, and you meet them at your workplace and everything, blah, 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 and then you get to know each other, and then you go into their house, and then you find out they had Greek letter jacket in the closet. It's like, wait a minute, you're in Greek life? Like, would you stop dating that person if, like, you found out? Joann, you would?
Personally, I would. I said, huh? Hey, let me hit and run.
It's like, what? That's just back in the day in college.
you know what this reminds you of? You ever heard that thing about how, like, oh yeah, like you meet with someone and like you guys click, but then it's like, hey, let me have your phone number, and they're like, oh, you have an Android? Oh, you have the green text. Never mind, I'm not gonna date you no more. I'm like,
Abril, what
bruh,
phone do you have? Abril, what you?
I will forever be an Android user.
We'll find out later on in the future.
Nah. I'm
Your
sorry.
workplace will give you an iPhone.
No. Well, they can give it to me, but I ain't gonna use it.
No, you're gonna have to.
Nah, so I'm an Android lover. I can't break my bond. Sorry.
Well, then, there you go on their responses. Joanne's red flag, Greek life. So that's a permanent answer. Hide your jackets, hide your letters. Yeah.
Be like, I'm sorry to all the Greek men who maybe were looking into Joann. I'm sorry, but it's not gonna happen.
I said good luck.
Well, then there's all the responses on that part. Did you guys have any final responses to this topic? Anything you want to give out to the audience about anything in general? I guess Joann, you can say like, what your final statements about Greek men, I guess, or Greek in general, like why you should not date Greeks.
I say personally, once you go in it, you'll make your decision if you want to date them and if you don't.
So let me say this. So let's say you're working at a workplace and you like someone. Do you not date them at your workplace? The people that you work with? Oh,
No.
there you go. So she's not for she don't want anyone affiliated with anything. Okay.
No, but like imagine if you go to work and then you guys break up and you guys like personally with me, if they're gonna start talking mess, I'm gonna stoop to their level. I'm not mature at that point. But it's like I know that tension is gonna be in there, like really, really bad. So like I rather not date with somebody that is in Greek life or work, or like any of that. No.
All right, future podcast. Joanne's red flags. Okay. Bro, go ahead. Say your final response about why you should date Greeks.
Honestly, life's short. But like I don't know. I feel like they don't, just because they're Greek, maybe that's like one label that they have. But I feel like that shouldn't be like the main reason that stops you from maybe pursuing, because you never know. Maybe there's stories of people who have lasted, who have dated Greek men. They have families now, they have kids and everything. So no, there's both spectrums. It's just up to you if you want to deal with, like I said, obviously there's going to be some stuff that's going to come with it, like I said, maybe some drama, maybe some talk, maybe some X and Y, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if you're happy, then whatever anyone else says, because at the end of it, it's your life, your dating life, and their dating life. So like, if they're Greek, then they're Greek. If they're not Greek, then all right, cool. Like, this is my opinion. I don't know. I'm very just like, if there's chemistry between there, then go for it. But yeah,
there you go. Don't tell Joanne that, okay? So it's a red flags, okay?
No, like I would agree with it. If you want to go date a Greek, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I'm just letting you know there's some warning flags right there.
Come on, just keep telling me. Are you Greek? No, she does not like that. Just tell all other people around her. So, but yeah, there you go. Well, thank you so much for your responses, Joanne and Abril. Let us know your responses. Would you date Greek or would you be Joanne and like say no? But other than that, thank you so much, guys. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Pretty much we'll put it in the description. And our YouTube channel is DJ Dean Thap 2.0 with all the podcast episodes. Of course, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and other podcasts that you listen to. But other than that, thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing day. Bye.